Welcome back for another video. Today we play Golden Axe, released by Sega on the arcade on 1989. Now I'm gonna first introduce you the first three main characters, starting from Axe Butler, which is a Barbarian Warrior. I made some research about his sword. It's called Claymore, which is a 17th century Scottish broadsword. You can see the movement as well. He has got an average magic attack, but I will explain you later. The next one is Tyrus Flare. Tyrus Flare has got a shorter sword, but she has got the best magic attack. She's, as you can see, she's very pretty and she's an Amazon. Then the next character, which I'm gonna show you now, is called Gilius Famberhead. He's a dwarf. He has got the least powerful spell, but he has got the best weapon, which is a large silver double-headed axe. Obviously, I've got a sword in my hand. So let's see which character. Okay, so this is the final boss already. The final boss is called Dead Adder. Dead Adder, which means deadly snake, which I will explain you later when we reach the final screen. I don't want to spoil you the end yet. So let's select now. As I said, in this run, we are gonna play with the Barbarian Warrior, Axe Butler, which, as I said before, has got not the best spell, which was honed by Tyrus Flare, but still, let's see. So we need to save Her Majesty, the King and the Princess, which have been kidnapped by Dead Adder, this deadly snake. We need to free the King. And first of all, I have to tell you, this game was developed by Makoto Uchida, who loved this. He took that hilarious, iconic dead shout and scream from the movie Rambo the First Blood, 1982. I'm gonna show you later during the game. This game is so quick. We are already reached the chicken leg. Chicken leg, which remember, the Makoto Uchida was the lead developer of this game, and he also developed other games like Altered Beast and Alien Storm. Also the Die Hard arcade. He introduced the chicken leg attack in Altered Beast, which was another of his masterpieces. As I said, Makoto Uchida, as the lead developer of Golden Axe, introduced a very innovative concept like Dragon, which is here my dragon friend. And here we meet the first boss, which are the Bad Brothers. As you can see now, I'm using the chicken leg, which one hit kills the Bad Brother. Warigome, we have used the magic spell. Now we don't have any magic spell, so we need to recover it. This is the thief. It's gonna give us back another 2 pots. So guys, I have to admit, this game really was something magic for me. I mean, in terms of like when I saw it when I was a child back in the day, I really fall in love with Golden Axe. I was a big fan of Double Dragon, but then when this came out, this has got something more like it's probably the environment. It looks like more like you are inside a movie. I'm gonna show you again this iconic scream from the Rambo First Blood movie. See, it's the same shot, so I really try to tell you as many facts as possible about this game, and tell you about his enemies, about this. Now we are gonna find our friends, the dragon. This dragon is gonna help us. So I put down the sword. Now I'm gonna use the dragon. And this dragon, if you know how to use it, and try not to lose him, because it's very important for beating the game. Now we are gonna about to reach the boss screen, so try to push the thief towards the boss so that we can take this potion later on, just in case we lose the dragon. So we can refill our pots again. So we have to be careful about this enemy. This enemy, she's the first time we meet her in the game. She's called the Zuburoka. She's an Amazon and she's part of the Dead Adder army. So here we also will meet for the first time the skeleton, but the skeleton is appearing right now. We need to be very, very careful because the skeleton can do us a big damage, but we are still with our beautiful dragon, which is a very key point in this play guide. So I want to explain you that to beat the game, you need to use the dragon in the best possible way, because beating the enemy face to face using the sword, this one unfortunately will not be enough. We need the dragon, which will help us to beat the game. So I will explain you. Now we start again with a sword, but we need to be very careful. So we start with the sword in our right hand. Here, use straight away the magic potion. Use the magic potion, we put down the sword and we use the dragon again. For the entire level now, we are gonna use our beautiful dragon. This one actually spits a fireball. So, yeah, in this play guide, what I want to tell you, the game is extremely, I would say not extremely, but it is hard. It is a hard game. If you know these tricks, how to use dragons, how to use potion in the right time, this game can be beaten possibly in a very reasonable time. We played this game on the Lemon Amiga competition last week, and it was actually a great success because many players were able to beat the game. And today I'm gonna show you how to beat the arcade version, which is a little bit harder because possibly in this version, I would say not because the Amiga is worse in a certain sense. The Amiga version is very, very similar to the arcade. But I remember in the Amiga version you have 3 lives. In the arcade you have only 2 lives, so it makes life a little bit harder. So that's why possibly the arcade version seems a little bit harder to me. But I was able to beat the arcade as well version. We leave the potion there for a bit, just in case we get hit by the boss. The boss of the Turtle Village is called the Lieutenant. Yeah. Lieutenant. Which already hit us, but I used the potion lastly. I think we have got a French name, because this word lieutenant comes from French. Sorry, I forgot to mention Lieutenant Bitter. Bitter is an English beer. So this they named some enemy with the name of a beer. Remember, the enemy in the level 1 was called the Henninger, which is a German beer. Okay, we start again with the sword, but we need to try to get the dragon as soon as possible, guys. So let's see if I can catch the dragon. This is the Henninger, the beer. It's a beer from Frankfurt. Okay, so now we get this is on the left is called the Longmon, which is one of the weakest, but in this case because it's red, the red color, it means one of the strongest ones. Now we are gonna get, we need to fight against 3 skeletons in a row. This skeleton is very tough, so you need to try to jump on him. Jump and shoot like that. Try to push him outside the screen the way I did it. is very tough. With the knockout, he can remove you half of the energy unit, so try to be very far from him. Obviously, if we hit only once with the sword, we lose only a quarter of the energy unit. But I still didn't like it that he hit me. But we need to jump and shoot like that. Jump and do like this. The quickest possible way. Now we refill all our pots. Unfortunately, this level you need to do it with the sword. The entire level. My main attack is jump and then you do like this when you jump. Try to do a direct attack the way I did it now when you are 100% sure that you can do that. So, yeah. So Golden Axe was one of my favorite. I was used to play this in the arcade with friends. Usually if you play in 2 players mode, it's much easier obviously because sometimes they can squeeze you 2 enemies into a sandwich. That's why it can be very, very dangerous. Basically, this is a scrolling beat 'em up game. Here we have 2 skeletons, and I use the potion to get rid of them. Now we have 2 enemies, the herring, the long bone, and the Amiga. And now we have the last skeleton. My advice is just target only the skeleton at this stage. Try to beat the skeleton first. Otherwise you can finish inside a sandwich. So ignore the Enninger. Now we can beat easily the Enninger by jumping and with a sword like that. You will beat him with a jump. Now it's very important we refill our energy. Don't worry about the blue teeth, just take the energy first. This very beautiful piece of meat. And then we go to the next level. It's gonna be very tough because we are gonna enter the castle, the Dead Adder Castle. So now we fly the sea using the eagle, and now we are entering the Dead Adder Castle. Here the best way to do is to push this very dangerous skeleton in there, out of the screen, so that we lose as less energy as possible. Wow, that was fantastic. I feel that now I can do it. Here we take our dragon. I took the dragon, my friend. Yeah, we can beat the game now using the dragon. Yes, our little dragon, our beautiful dragon now is gonna help us to beat the game. Sorry because I'm already say wow, I'm gonna beat the game because now we have also this lieutenant sergeant, which are this red color, which means danger, so they can hurt you. This it's called, I think, Lieutenant Bika, named after the beer, the English beer, Bika. Now, go to the right, You can see that adder now is inside a dead body. Now all these snakes are gonna form a body. You see, all these snakes, all this viper assembled together form this boss, this giant boss, which is called Dead Adder. Or we can call it Dead Snake because he has got a snake inside his body. And he also owns the golden axe. See, he has got a golden axe in his hand. The golden axe was symbol of peace and prosperity. Because he went in his hand, he was bringing chaos and destruction to the villages. In fact, we are playing with Axe Battler. Axe Battler lost his mother. His mother was killed by Dead Adder army. But now we are gonna get our revenge. We got only one skeleton left on the screen. We still have a portion which I'm gonna use it straight away. I lost my friend. dragon, so I will put it down now. We can beat the game just with the sword, like that. So I'm gonna use the sword now to beat the entire game. You just jump, boom, and do like this. Okay? Jump and do and shoot. And jump. Be careful about this this lighting. This is the easiest part in the game. We are gonna really kill him with the sword, just with the sword, by jumping and using the sword this way, like that. Down. Jumping. No, he's dying. I put down the sword. We don't need the sword. We free the king and the princess, and we are gonna give back the golden axe to the king, which will bring peace and prosperity to the kingdom. We have already beaten the game, as you can see the game. Fine, which means end. It was a fantastic experience. To be honest, I really enjoyed this game in the Lemon Amiga competition. Please join me. Now we are playing Super Tennis Champs and Super Skid Marks. This is the end, which is very similar to the one on the Amiga. As I said, I enjoyed both the version on the Amiga and the version on the arcade. Probably the version on the arcade is more playable because the jump pattern on the Amiga is more easy to jump. But I would say that I have made some research. Possibly the best port is the one on the Sega Genesis. This is a game made by Sega. So possibly, let me know in the comment below if you would like me to play the Sega Genesis. I know that on the Sega Genesis they made also an extra level, and they had basically an extra final boss after Dead Adder. But officially the final boss on Golden Axe is Dead Adder, this big giant which has got like some special it's not basically a normal human. His body is made of snakes, which is the common European viper. The game has been beaten, and it's a fantastic game. I really enjoyed it. Let me know if you had a similar experience playing this game. If you also find it easy or you find it difficult. Basically, if you follow this play guide, you should be able to beat it after a few hours. If you use my method, which was the dragon, so I'm gonna put it back. So use the dragon as much as you can. Use the sword only when it's necessary, basically. The sword is good, but enemy can hurt you if they squeeze you into a sandwich. So I prefer the dragon, basically. So follow my advice, my tips. This is a very fantastic game. I played it with Axe Butler, but maybe I can make another video if you like, if you need it, about another character. But I really enjoyed it, and we beat the final boss, Dead Adder. Yes, we did it. Thank you so much. See you on the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.